Hey guys, hope you are keeping well. Welcome back to another Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree video. In this video I go up against Messmer, and what a tough cookie he was as a boss. So just the setup that I used for this fight was a great katana, and it has bleed attributes, and it's also equipped with the seppuku Ash of War, which is the one where you can stab yourself and then you get even more bleed. It builds bleed build up to about 99, and the kite shield as well. And this was used with the samurai class plus a mimic tier plus 3. And what a fight this was. So just go have a commentate on how the fight went really. So my tactic was to use light slashes. Light slashes allowed me to hit him consecutively, and the build bleed up increased by quite a lot than just doing the standard jumping R2 attacks. So I implemented that kind of tactic against him. As soon as I came in, I summoned the mimic tier. He then does this charge up attack that you have to avoid twice as he's landing, and then as he's landing you have to kind of put a half-second delay and then roll. So this attack, funny enough, this attack he does now, yeah, you see, and then you roll the initial one coming against you, towards you, and then on the ground. He has so many like long-lasting combos. This one he dives down, and then you have to dodge and get out of the way of the explosion that happens. As you can see, I'm using a lot of R1 slashing attacks. I did one jumping attack there. And then you've got his second phase that he comes through the snake. He does a sort of similar attack. He dodges the incoming one in the air and on the ground. He has these weird attacks with his spear where, it looks like Psycho Crusher there. He has these weird attacks with his spear where flame comes out from it. So you have to not only be careful with the spear itself, but also the flames that it emits as well. So it's quite tricky. And then he comes down with this attack, and then you don't only have to watch around for the area, but also those impaling bits. So it's best to just lock off actually and then roll. And it was a tactic that I heard about from, I think someone on Reddit posted, that some of his moves are best to, when he does those kind of air combos at you, it's best to lock off, don't stay locked on, and then I just roll about 2 or 3 times to get out of the way. So here I'm going to use the seppuku Ash of War. Gives me more build up, bleed attribute, and I noticed something. If you rest here, you can heal and still keep the effect going. So I thought, instead of wasting another heal, especially after using the mimic tier, which takes this clone of yourself and takes life off you as well, sacrifice, you can just use less heals. I would have used 2 there, but I used 1. So I thought it was a kind of smart thing. I'm not sure if anyone else picked up on that, but that's one of my tactics. I hate this move. That move takes up so much health. He runs up to you, grabs you with his unblockable, and then he takes chunks of your health. Luckily, I think I was lucky because I survived. And I actually thought it was over, so I just pressed R1 just out of kind of frustration on how many things on. I don't think I would have. So you see, as the mimic tier, he's focused on the mimic tier and just slashing away at its back, and you can see the blood build up that has come from a couple of light slashes instead of just doing jumping R2s. Luckily he's focused on the mimic there, otherwise I would have got hit in the back probably 2 or 3 times. And I just run up and try and get light slashes in. My mimic tier is doing jumping R2s, but I'm trying not to do any. And then roll again as he comes down for that skydive attack. And as I said, he's using his spear, which is fire. So you have to be careful with that as well. And then we got the second phase where he's got this serpent, summons this big serpent to come at you. He's going to look at land, and then you roll. It's a bit of a delayed one. I think about 2 seconds, but now I've got quick stun, stagger, got the riposte, or what they call critical hit. Now I'm going to try attacking from the side as well, and those snake attacks are pretty delayed as well. So he dances around here, and then he goes for this skydive, and then we got him. And my gosh, this was a very difficult fight. It took a long time to get through it, but we managed to do it. Yeah, so that's Messmer down. He's very happy with that. He's one of the more challenging bosses, I would say. I think he's sort of like your midway DLC ramp up in FromSoft. I haven't experienced any DLCs from software before, but I know the middle bosses are almost the ones that are like really difficult, such as Radon in Elden Ring main game, or the Lady Butterfly, for example. The mid bosses are normally the biggest skill checks, but until you get to like the final boss, obviously you have an initial skill check and then a middle skill check and a final skill check. That's normally how it works in From Software games. But I haven't played a From Software DLC, so I'm not sure if that's still the structure of how it works, but it looks like that is how this game is going to play out. So you had the Divine Beast Dancing Lion. That was your initial skill check to say this is the difficulty that you're gonna get. Be exposed to that, and that was no joke. And then we have this middle skill check. So I reckon the final boss will be extremely tough. But yeah, that's Messmer down, and it took just playing around with my equipment and just seeing what I could express. So let me see, because I've got a collection of Ashes of War. Always look at your items or your Ashes of War, or leveling up your weapons or armor, because it can make so much of a difference. I figured this out, I think, around today. But yesterday I thought about using the Katana and the Blood build-up. Then I checked my Ashes of War, because I remember I had a bleed Ashes of War, and I just said, I wonder what this will add to making it more effective, and it was, because it took a couple hours today than just the days and hours I went on trying to beat this boss. Not literally days, but days taking a chunk of hours out to try and beat Messmer. But that's it. That's Messmer defeated. That's my setup. Have a good day and check another video. Thank you.